The final shield in the set of 4 that launched for June in the division is likely the one that will take players the longest to wrap up, Avenger. To complete this shield, players will need to take out 10 named bosses in Manhattan, 10 inside the Dark Zone, and then 10 in the Westside Peers. Not hard, but certainly not something you can bang out in 10 minutes. If you've followed my advice thus far, you should be 66% of the way complete. Make sure to check out the Deadeye and Hazard guides for a few tricks on working through the Dark Zone and open world targets a bit quicker than normal. Progress made on the Hazard and Deadeye shields definitely count towards this one as well. For the Manhattan objective, there are multiple ways to satisfy this requirement. You can always run story missions, such as the ever-popular Lexington Event Center. There's always at least one named enemy at the end of each mission. Number 2, you can run around the city, and you'll bump into a boss character every now and again. Obviously, this is the least reliable method. Or number 3, you can run daily or weekly high-value target missions. Keep in mind that each one costs intel to do so. As I mentioned in my Deadeye guide, higher level players can drop the world tier to make the enemies easier to deal with. Just keep in mind that this method does impact the loot that drops. The Dark Zone requirement is pretty straightforward. Considering the Dark Zone is essentially free-for-all with other players and enemies, make sure to stay on guard. Boss characters typically roam near landmarks, so head there if you haven't done so already for the Hazard shield. Finally, Westside Peers is the newer region, added in the massive 1.8 update. Players need to start out at Camp Clinton and work their way up through the space, fighting off against randomized groups of Rikers, Rioters, Cleaners, and LMB enemies. Players can simply wander around the zone looking for bosses, but again, it's not ideal and likely takes a lot longer than necessary. Your best bet here is to use the new Resistance mode, which is basically a horde mode. Ideally done in groups, players can solo this mode as well, by once again dropping the world tier to its lowest level. This reduces enemy levels and strength, though it also lowers the earned loot as well. Knock out 10 bosses, and that shield is yours. With the 4 June shields finally complete, next time we'll be exploring the details behind July's shield, Sacred. Thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you then.